Oh yeah, new trunk. In the daylight looks a lot better. As you can see, there's still some finish on the back. It is also a little faded though. And then of course the top. And then I'll show you all the hood. Oof. Hood's crusty. But gonna do a little cold start for the boys. If y'all follow the Instagram, I actually took a picture about a year ago, Jenna Fifi, when she was blue, in not behind the white truck, behind that white truck, that spot right there. Or maybe it was in that spot, but I parked over here because I don't want people parking by me. But I want to talk about, is a Genesis Coupe a good first car? Now, this is going to be probably very biased and obviously opinionated because I love these cars, but I want to try and give y'all as many, I guess, insights and tips and things to think about if you do, or if you are looking to get one of these for your first car. All right, y'all, so first things first, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people that are younger, or maybe it's one of their first cars, they're not super responsible with them. And what I mean by that is that sometimes they crash them, sometimes they wreck them, sometimes they put them in a wall, sometimes they put them in a ditch, sometimes they put them in a building. And I think that's because they're a fun car, right? They're rear wheel drive, they're quick to a sense, depending on which ones you get. If you get them modified, or if you get them with an exhaust or an intake or a blow off valve, they're gonna sound good too. And they also come manual. So, you know, you pair a manual with fun noises, turbo noises, rear wheel drive. Yeah, it's probably gonna be, it's kind of the recipe for a little bit of trouble, you know? So, something to think about, you know? Do you want a rear wheel drive as your first car? And think about this too. Are you in a place where it snows a lot? You have all 4 seasons? You know, I live in the Midwest, so we get all the seasons, and it gets super, super hot and humid, and it gets super cold and negative and freezing and black ice. So it's a wide span. But, you know, if you live somewhere warm, Arizona, Texas, Florida, Southern California, you know, you have nothing to worry about. All right, y'all, another thing I want to talk about is the gas mileage. You know, for a first car, you know, it's recommended to run premium. You know, some people do, some people don't, especially some people who have the 2.0s always say have to run premium because it's a turbo car, yada, yada, yada. Look, baseline is, if you want to run premium and you want to feel better and get better gas mileage and get more performance, then you're gonna have to pay more. And for a first car, are you really wanting to pay premium? I don't know. Just something to think about. All right, y'all, another thing, this one's obviously, okay, so some of these are also very, very basic, and you're probably thinking, well, of course, everybody knows that. But with these being a coupe, y'all, yes, there's 4 seats, but depending on how tall you are or how much legroom you like in the front, there's not a lot of legroom in the back. There's not a lot of room, especially because the roof slides down. Well, not slides down, but it's very kind of aggressive, you know, with the body lines. So your rear passengers don't really have a lot of headroom. So if your rear passenger is anywhere from probably 5'10" or above, they're gonna be crunching their head. And it's funny because sometimes when I sit back here, I just look back here and it's a sunroof, or it feels like a sunroof, because your head is back there. So also something to think about, you know, if maybe it's your first car and you're the only homie that has a car, and you know, do you want to shove all the boys in the back or all the friends in the back? You know, not a big deal, could be a big deal. Again, just small things to think about. So next I want to talk about the affordability. Now, you can find, if you want to go as cheap as possible, right? Besides buying from an auction or something, you could probably do an automatic BK1 2OT. You're getting probably 100, barely scraping 200 horsepower, and average gas mileage probably, depending on how you drive, in the city plus highway, probably a mix for maybe 23 to 25, depending again on how you drive. So that being said, probably if you want a clean title, it's gonna be a little bit more. But if you don't care about a rebuild, which I don't recommend doing rebuilds, but that's another thing with a lot of young and immature drivers having these, is a lot of people wreck them and then they get rebuilt and or salvaged or both, or whatever the state that you're in calls a red title, or yeah, I think it's called a red title vehicle. But I'm thinking, I've looked at most states and you can find a higher mild BK1 2.0 auto for anywhere from about $3,000 to $5,000. And again, this also depends on condition and mods and title status, all that stuff. But I'd say about a good $3,000 to $5,000. Now, if you're wanting something a little bit nicer, you'll be looking at probably about $6,000 to $8,000. And then if you're wanting a BK2, that also depends on if you want a 2.0 or a 3.8. But you know, you don't really see Genesis Coupes going more than 13 unless it's super low miles and it's a newer one, like a 2014 to 16 manual, clean title. But sometimes you'll see some that are very modified and super clean, and you'll see those ones go for a little bit more, but that's a bit more rare. So real quick, just wanted to tell y'all, if you guys are looking for something in your budget, that's about what you'd be looking at. Again, every state's a little different. Every condition makes it different. All right, y'all, so that's gonna wrap it up for the video. You know, I don't think it's ever a bad choice. I think it's a good choice. Yay, shout out to that guy. He gave me a wave. You know, I think if you're responsible, it's a good car. It's just hard because these cars are fun, and it's, you know, can get you in a lot of trouble, or it can get you in a little trouble. I mean, these cars have gotten me in a little bit of trouble, so it is what it is. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. See you on the next one. Any comments, questions, concerns, below. Peace.